into the pistol round. It's looking like an early aggressive play towards this B side, but look at the read currently coming out from Guild. They've got Yassine playing a cheeky angle in the corner. I don't even think he's been spotted yet, but he might not even be needed. His two teammates have found a couple, and this wall is only going to play into his hands, but he gets nothing. Absolutely nothing done. But Draken is so quick with the re-peek in that it leaves it down to 2.
Nukia being super low in HP is going to heal himself up as Avova scouts out this site. They'll be ready to go together in a moment, knowing that there's just that one player. But here come the reinforcements. They're barreling through middle and just buying time on the side as Bonker. By the time he falls, everyone else is here to help. And it's done in Guild's favor. G2 falling behind on the attack here. And with Guild picking that one up on the defensive side of Ascent, Tom, I want to ask you, where do you see things going? We've heard from the desk and their predictions, but I'll ask not just about the map, but in terms of the attack and defense sides, do you see standouts for these teams?
I think for me, I'm very excited to see Draken actually being given almost the free roam to actually play that jet. I think individually he's someone who has shown such dominance even on an agent that a lot of the time is more supportive. So to see him now being given that free roam, he's going to be my highlight player. And as sort of Lothar said, it's a little bit boring, but I think you have to highlight the jet on the other side as well. I'm also excited to see the sort of like both like duelist agents now turned sentinels. Like it's a bit of a weird dynamic. If you told me like 6 months ago Yassine would be playing a Killjoy and Mixo would be playing a Cypher, I would have asked what you've been drinking.
Be faster.
Oh, nice couple of kills coming in for Guild on middle, shutting that one down. Not a single player lost. About as clean as you want them to be. And Tom, yeah, when you talk about G2's change-up of roles, it is really, really bizarre. Seeing Mixwell on a Sentinel blows my mind every single time, but someone's got to do it. And it's the man that's been on this roster for so long. Since the very start, since Team Mixwell back in the days.
If he wasn't, that would have been weird.
Yeah, it would have been pretty strange. Honestly, zip and go kill, and he's not on the team, you know? It's just strange. But for Mixwell, you know, he's been playing that Viper recently that I've really, really enjoyed, and we saw it just on Icebox. Oh, Drake. Really early on getting that operator out, and it has yielded a big reward here. The rest of the players are still on a bonus, though, Tom.
Yeah, for sure.
Bonker.
Oh, dear. That has not gone
What's
well.
happening there?
They didn't expect anybody to push the smoke. I think that's the problem. Vova is going to get caught, but it doesn't really matter too much. Safe as well. Another agent switch. Normally the player we focus on as the Sentinel. Draken, this is what I'm so excited to see. He was always an incredibly flashy AWPer when it came to Counter-Strike. For people who don't know, Yassine though, he might get caught. The turret gives things away, but now it's Leo being pincered, left in an awkward spot, but he goes huge. 2 off the back. He's going to push back into the dark cover to try and take home a third, but nonetheless, Mitch, he's bought time.
He's done damage as well. Coldamenta easily taken down by a couple of bullets, and as Nukia creeps his way to the window,
Oh, no!
There's already a player waiting, but not with his weapon out. Big mistake by Draken, giving Nukia the opportunity to go to the B side and now have a 1 versus 1. You can't really bring the operator here as safe, so even if they win this, they're likely to lose that op because he's gonna want the Vandal for the 1v1 and won't have time to go back and get the op. Now that the spike is planted, it's time to run, blitz towards the B site, and he has to wait for the door to open as well. This is running the clock down by so much.
It's like waiting for the elevator and it stops on every single floor on the way down. Like, that is going to be painful seconds lost for Safe. And the thing is, it's taken him so long. Nuki could be anywhere, and he is the sort of player that would be anywhere. Unfortunately, this time, he is in the most obvious spot of all. He's just waiting at the back of the boathouse, watching, listening to all of these sounds. The door's going to get closed behind him. The shutters go down, but Nukia is just waiting patiently, avoids the flash, and is just still sat at the back of the site. The spike planted for him, and he doesn't move a muscle. He just sits and waits for Safe. No sweat broken. Sure, the gun's lost, but I'm sure G2 will be thankful for the round.
They will and they won't. This is a strange situation because, of course, Guild played it as a bonus with 4 players, but They bought that operator. So that's definitely going to weigh on them a little bit. But then again, Draken has ultimate, right? Or he's one away.
Yeah.
So he's just about to have his ulti online. At this stage, you know, he doesn't even necessarily need to buy a rifle. I'm surprised that he has one and that Bonker is playing with the Frenzy. And when you look at G2, they're in a position where they lost a lot of weapons to a Spectre. They should have won the round pretty clean, and they didn't.
Well, Bonker is screwed. Like, even getting a kill here would be an absolute miracle. As you mentioned, he was a solo B-hold with no gun. I expect that they were thinking that there'd be more of a battle into mid, maybe given Draken an opportunity to find a kill, and then that gun could be juggled over. Instead, a straight-up B play from G2. An almost direct counter to what Guild were hoping for, and now they have to go for a full-on retake, and, well, they've got utility to play with, but there are no ults.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very tough one. At least they've got the rifles, but G2 are tucked in. They're playing contact on the first player for the backside to swing, but they smoke them off. Guild getting every single kill. The recon now dealt with. Avova spam is good. He gets himself the one, but needs to show up huge as they go into the smoke. Another goes his way before he eventually falls. Nukia holding on yet again on the backside. Will win them out the round. My God, G2. 2 rounds in a row, super close fashion, but they just about get it across the line.
I'm telling you now, the amount of impact that Nuki has throughout every single series that we watch, I don't think there's any player that can match. Like, this is already 2-round victories on the board right now for G2, and both of them have been clutched out by this man. An unstoppable force. And the thing is as well, he's another player that we don't really highlight too often in terms of agent changes. But he's made them. He's given space to other players within his team, and he just makes anything look good.
Look at this. Lots of players outside of the A side. They've been spotted up, and Draken's just waiting for an opportunity to take them down as he pushes forward. And, well, doesn't see them. He's going to keep on that aggressive. I'm wondering, G2 full committing to B again? They know they're versus pistols. Do they know something that we don't? Like, do Guild, maybe Guild typically will play this on like the A and mid side? Like, they must have something, because going towards B right now, like running in blind is almost suicide. But Leo, he's made sure that they pay a hefty price for it. Now retrieved himself a Vandal. And the res, that is such... Oh my God, what? I thought it was a mistake. He's on his own. He reses, and they all just try to push. But Nuki kills 4 of them this time. He got 2 rounds back to back with a double kill, winning out the round, and now he hits 4. It's ridiculous. And Tom, it was right after he rezzed, so he's got even more ult points now.
I think this man's looking for a pay rise. Like, I'll be honest, at this point, I think G2, they've only just signed him, and they're going to have to start upping the budget, because this is unbelievable. As I said, they've got 3 rounds on the board. I think you can pretty much commit 3 of them to Nuki. Like, this is stupid at this point.
All 3, yeah.
Like, I mentioned on Bind the other day, I think he won them 5 rounds. Well, he's over half the way there to doing the same once again, and in the early rounds it's all the more important. The difference though is that Guild are still doing a lot of damage in every single round they play. One was a bonus, one was an eco, and they bring it down to low financial positions once again for G2. This one not quite as bad as the last for sure, but now they have a purchase once more. Now Nuki, this is the classic mid play. Wall it off, section the positions, and this could give them a real way into this B site again.
They are loving B, aren't they? All 3 rounds they've won are on that B side, and they are avoiding Draken's off like the plague. But they're slowing it down. Foot is off the gas right now, and G2 seems set to switch things up. Camera put into the B site, just faking out a little bit of presence. The rest of the team are rotating in, but Draken has been waiting patient. There it is, look, the TP. The information is theirs to play with. Draken gets the first. He's going to go out for a little bit more. Not connecting the shot this time around, though. It's time to move to the back site and hold down the fort with Leo, who's here to help. Phantom in hand, time is so low. Shots are missing, but all they need do is delay, and delay they will. With 10 on the clock, Kellogg's is alone and has absolutely no chance of winning this one out. Nice shot onto Yassine. He's even going to creep up a little further and try to make this really costly. With an extra 15 seconds, it might have even been winnable. But unfortunately, the clock is his biggest enemy, and Guild tie up the score 3-3.
I really love watching these two teams. Just the amount of explosive plays that we're getting already in such early stages of this map. I think as well, like the level of confidence that seems to come out from Draken while playing this Jet, it's just a different dynamic to what you're ever going to see when you play up against Guild. And I think that's part of why they're doing it. This is something that Guild, I think, maybe the experts of, is just making plays or even making decisions that are really disruptive to the opponent's play. Like, you look at the angle that's being taken by Draken there, it's one that only works on a Jet. You can't play it any other way. Okay, I guess technically you could dismiss with a Reyna, or you could teleport out if you're going to go for a Yoru, which there's a couple of players who've done here and there. I'll always bring up Laz. I know it annoys Mitch indefinitely every time I do, but
yes,
I love watching him play. But 3-3 and a really early tack from G2, but I think it has to come down to the way they're winning these rounds. They have got 3 rounds, obviously. You can see it at the top of the board. But they have not been based off anything other than individual brilliance and clutches.
Yeah, well, what shows that more so is the fact that they won 3 rounds in a row, and then they lose 1, and their money is gone. They have players on Spectres. They've got Kellogg's, who's going to use his ultimate, so it's not the biggest of deals that he's playing with the Sheriff.
Get out of my way!
But that does definitely hurt you. Now, the flash, look at that. From Garden, they're flashing outside of A at the very start, so Guild have that info that there's players here, because the Sky Flash obviously lets you know. And here's Kellogg's coming around the back of the site, looking to catch them off with the knives, but safe. Side swipes. That spray was so close. I felt like it was dead on. Leo gets out with 50 HP, and the attackers, well, they're in a very good spot, to be honest. Oh, they're so close, man.
Oh, it's the safest having to just sit in the open just to try and keep Leo alive. But while all of the ruckus is going on, Mixo is making moves, making plays, and you can see that the rest of the team are going to start their double back. The realization comes through that if we can now get ourselves into the B site, make enough noise to pull a rotation, Mixwell will almost definitely have a free kill.
This is something G2 are so good at, man. Feeling out the opponents and seeing where the holes are. They will find those gaps, and it's always Mixwell. Playing a Cypher, it suits him even more in that role. And just being able to get up and make sure that Guild are constantly paranoid about any map control that they do not definitively have a hold on. This ultimate, going to be countered out by the Hunter's Fury, it won't really buy any time, but the Nano Swarms do. As the rotates come in, though, that's where Mixwell strikes. Grabs himself a kill, gets out. He's not greedy, but Yassine has to be dealt with. And right now, no one can take him down. Nukia, 10 seconds left, manages to drop him, and now they'll get that plant in. Leo is going to need to 1v2 and make that, well, yeah, 1v2, because he's just going to kill Coldamenta.
The first one might be for free, but, well, there has been no clutch going in their direction thus far. Leo already being spotted out, expecting maybe someone to be a little bit closer, but again, they're both doubling up, and Yuki just doesn't miss from these scenarios. It's another 4K coming out from him. The entries into the site necessary, the opener as well when it came into their A-take. It's not even close.
13 for 3.
Yeah, he is dominating at the moment. This was really nice.
Jeez, Yassine put up such a good fight, yeah. But Nukia, he's looking unstoppable at the moment. I mean, how? How? Just how? That's all I ask. How's he getting away with this? He has won them every single round so far. Like, that's not even an exaggeration or a joke or to get at any of the players. All 4 rounds, it was a 2K clutch, a 2K clutch, a 4K clutch, a 4K. What? How is that happening? It makes no sense.
Kellogg's. He's looking to try and steal some of those numbers away. Pad the stats up a little bit. He's got to be careful. Draken, though, left completely blind by the paranoia and forced to sit back. They're going to get the information. There's actually nobody within the site, and as Draken tries to move forward, he loses his life. Chances for damage quickly dwindling. Or never mind. Okay, that timing literally could not have been any worse.
Down to the millisecond, man. I tell you, Yassine's timing is just stupidly good. This time, though, he's going to go down. And a 1 versus 4 in the hands for Bonker. Oh, he's gone. The win goes to G2. 5 on the board. And you know what? That's the first round G2 have won.
Oh my god. It is crazy as well that Leo, from the first few rounds, has managed to get himself 11 kills as well. So there are definitely players performing within this server, but there's only one man.
And there are players not performing.
406 ACS right now. So impact off the charts.
Here.
5 rounds already for G2,
I will say that,
and they're looking strong, Mitch.
Oh, they are. But look at the ultimates for Guild. They're about to come online. A lot of them. Just 1 or 2 away from 4 ultis. And all of them pretty impactful as well. When, oh, Safe's going to peek this right into Nukia. Right into him. And the shot is missed. Mark your calendars. Today was the day. He's actually, well, you know what? He's also missed a slow orb. Because that was meant to go pizza. And instead, it slowed Vova. So,
I'll forgive him, you know what? I'll forgive him this time.
Yeah.
Next
he's
time,
on a bad
though, you
round.
know, don't know.
Oh, look, they're in wine. Great position by Draken. And I love having your Jet here, being able to dash out afterwards. Doesn't even need to, though. He'll keep it up and just spam through that smoke. Able to dash at any point that he needs to. It's that comfort. You can play so aggressive with it. Yassine's in the corner. And they haven't spotted him.
Down,
a quick mow down, dropping the spike, and almost winning the round single-handedly at this point, leaving Kellogg's all by himself. He's like, hey guys, I got A. Where y'all at?
Ring Spike. Oh.
Ring Spike. Why lose Spike, noob team? Oh yeah, you're dead, bro.
30 seconds
Oh dear.
left.
They're all coming.
Well, it's Leo again to close out the round, but I get it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not really sure how I felt about Yassine going into this, like playing the Killjoy, but he's finding a lot of impact of it. The double kills, maybe the more patient play, seems to be focused much more on his positioning, and it really is working out. Also, he doesn't have the well, basically the detriment of having the showstopper getting him killed every couple of rounds.
See, it's the thing is, we talk about that ultimate and how strong it is, and genuinely every time Yassine used it, he died. He had like an 80% death rate the second he clicked the button. It was ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen anyone be that unlucky that consistently. Oh, here we go. Big peek by Draken, but not able to get it either time. Just the fallback.
I have the spike.
Information, I think they spotted 2 players outside. I'm not sure if they saw the spike
Blocking sight.
with the drone. I think it was destroyed before they did. But look at this market split that's coming in.
Turret
Yassine's hearing the
destroyed.
steps. He knows exactly what's going on. Doesn't want to overextend into this, but Kellogg's re-peeks it and takes him down. Sure, Mixwell will fall. The rest of the team's still alive and primed to just push straight into the site.
Seekers have given quite a bit away as well to Guild, so they know that this is a full execution into the B site. Bonker ducking down, but he's given his spot away and he gets nothing! That looked like a free kill for Bonker, and instead, he ends up being beheaded. Nuki saving his teammate once more. 2 versus 4. I can't see it happening. I don't see a way back in.
No, I think this one is going to be clean for G2, especially when Nuki's still alive. We know this guy could take down 4. If it's a 1v4, I'll give Guild a 50-50 chance, but when he's got teammates bagging him up, I think it's, well, they know. They know it's done. They're waiting outside just seeing if they can catch some exits. One of the things I'll say about Bonker, because I always see the dude getting a lot of flack. And what I'll say is, if you look at Haven especially, their mid-round calls are so good that he brings the value without bringing the aim. You know, he has his games where he's good. I think generally his stats are pretty poor. Like if you looked at him as a duelist, you'd be off your rocker, gone completely. This is a bad idea. But as a player, as an IGL, definitely brings the value.
Well,
their calls in these games have been so good.
I think the other thing as well is, like, say for example you go back to look at the stats for Icebox. That for me is a game that the stats do lie. I know opposed to that like Lothar has probably just popped the vein in his head that I have said that. Like he's going absolutely mental. Ian's having to calm him down. But the amount of impact he had off the back of his utility alone made his performance actually far greater than the stats will ever tell. This game, though, I'm not sure he's going to be too happy with that whiff.
No, well, that's really what spurred it on. I was going to bring it up earlier, but that was one of the worst whiffs I've seen, so I have to just quickly, you know, I know Twitch chat's going to be laying into him, so we better get that explanation out there. But yeah, that's the bit people don't see. Because, I mean, look at Mixwell. He's having a really bad map right now. He's 1 kill, and that was the flank he made through middle in 10 rounds. You think of Mixwell, you're not going to turn around and be like, oh, Mixwell's trash. Look at the games that he had. What, like, when they played Icebox, what, 2 times ago? Like, when he dropped 30-something kills, the dude is unbelievable. Yeah. But sometimes you're put in a role that doesn't allow you to have that much freedom. You're supporting your teammates in doing so. Although I will say Nuki's just been stupidly good. Look at Kellogg's. He's in. He's sneaking up behind, but Yassine is watching it for his teammates. That's exactly what you need. The gap's covered. Draken spotted, but he gets back in safely. And they've got 3 players here to defend this. Yassine can even fall back and they can play retake with the ulti, and it looks like that's exactly what they want to do. But then he gets tagged up, that camera revealing him, and Mixwell shutting down what was a huge threat in the form of the lockdown. Unfortunately, it all falls on him. A 1 versus 4, an ace clutch. And the first goes his way, but that's going to be it.
No chance. No possibility of him being able to bring that one back. A solid hold coming in from Guild, a good read on the rotations, but also I think it's that Hunter's Fury. Like, it delays them enough that by the time that G2 basically go for the actual take, they're screwed. Like, there's so many players already rotating in, and Guild are going to get themselves a 5th round. Definitely one of the closer maps in terms of halves, because I think that's been the weird thing throughout this series so far, is if you go back throughout all the maps, like you've got Guild winning 9 rounds first half for the first map, then you've got G2 winning 10 rounds first half of the second map, both teams winning 9 rounds on attack of the third map, and then, okay, I guess Icebox 7-5-7-5 was at least a little bit closer, but even the manner of the rounds was a lot less close than this.
Get out of my way!
I like that we have that little party going on. Obviously, with it being Ryan Central's birthday, it times up so well. So everybody in chat, wish the man a happy day.
Oh! See ya!
That was a shot and a half. Let's go. Kellogg's and Vova open up the site last round of the half. This is what we want to see. Keeping it competitive, G2 want to push up to 7. There's players in heaven. They know that. All the info to play with here. And Kellogg's is just waiting. He wants to jump up. He wants to get that damage done. And here it is. Oh, the right click. Not quite landing, but double wall bangs. What? It's all left on the Draken. A lockdown going to pop, and it's going to detain 2. He can send it. Send it.
Oh no,
it's
Draken. Bait,
hey, pick up the weapon. It is, but if he takes that first fight, oh, it's too late now. You've lost.
I love it, just jumping and shooting. The thing is, I think Avova actually dodged the ultimate using his own. So he uses the From the Shadows. That's one of my favorite uses of that ultimate, mainly because it does kind of suck, but just to use it to dodge a lockdown. And then what happened is Kellogg's gets stuck in it. So even if he jumps down, Avova is actually underneath and not caught by the ult. So that would have been quite cool. Didn't happen. It was a 1v4. Really didn't matter that much. And this man is doing exactly what we love and get infuriated by him for. Just insane levels of aggression. But as said, like, I feel like when you're a player like that, you're always going to get critique. Maybe deserved sometimes. But that's the role G2 have brought him into this team for. They want someone who is going to be all-out aggressive, who's going to get up in the faces of the opponents, and is going to have no fear. And I think that is Kellogg's in a nutshell.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I have absolutely zero problem with that, but I think you have to have a set of rules that are different when it comes to playing anti-ecos. Otherwise, it's just...
He's got a Sheriff in the pistol.
It's...
All right.
Still beneficial overall, but it can definitely hurt you. Yeah, Sheriff got the kill and did some damage, but Guild are still making good ground towards this site. Avova, the only remaining A defender, is able to at least catch Leo. I think was like 20 HP on the way through. And the Lurker, oh, well, now you're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, there's players everywhere. Draken tried to dash out on short, but Nuki is coming through. Man advantage now to play with here. If G2 win this pistol, they are miles ahead yet again. And we already saw Guild lose out because they couldn't... Oh, the wall up. What a play by Nukia. Oh, my God.
I honestly, I could watch this man play all day. It's like you can just see the movements in his brain as he just ticks things through in a clutch and just goes, yep, I know this is going to work. I know I'm going to hit the shot. And I know that they're going to be sad at the end of it. Every single time you put him in one of these clutch situations, he seems to pull it off. And yeah, sure, this might be considered jumping the gun, but I'm starting to imagine a game of peak Nuki versus peak CNED. And honestly, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that if that happens tomorrow.
Look at that, the round history here. G2 look way better, man. It's almost the exact inverse of what happened previously. But G2 have actually, not only have they looked better in the buy rounds, then they're also able to win out the pistol and now pretty convincingly get some a couple of kills on the board. Hey, if Kellogg's keeps going, he's gonna have his Blade Storm for next round. And getting your Jet, if you have a Blade Storm or a Showstopper coming into your bonus round, that is so big. The armor just about saves Draken. The dash saves him this time. Third time, unlucky if he goes for it. And looks like he's just going to tuck in. Man, they got to be so careful.
Yeah.
2 kills to him right now, and next round gets very dangerous.
That's the thing. I feel like you almost have to make the educated decision to not peek that man, just to make sure that you're not going to give it. The problem is he does then just go running straight down mid and is hunting for these kills. I think he's being given the all clear to do whatever he wants in this round. Oh, almost heartbreak for Draken. You never like to see a 1-4-5, but he is going to be able to find the kill. And they've actually spotted a player on the other side. Oh, this is the ugliest duel I've ever seen. But thankfully, eventually, Kellogg's is going to be able to close it out. There's the third kill he was looking for.
30 seconds.
A kill and a death. A kill and orb in the next round, whatever it may be. And now Draken low on health and closed down. 9-5. G2, after being 3 series points down in the last map, and now 4 to the good, and we're looking for that response from Guild.
We need to see it. We really do. And the thing that kind of scares me is the fact that Kellogg's, he is only 2 away, and he has a weapon that can one-shot headshot. Like, that is, in this man's hands, that is very scary. If he manages to get an orb and a kill, well, then things could be ending pretty quickly. It was a very awkward fight for him.
Production, we did not need to see that again. I didn't enjoy it the first time.
Blinded.
I know there's a little bit of aggression on B main, and the same can be said for A. G2 fighting for those extremities right at the start, leaving mid completely open with just a trap wire there.
Hello.
Cover going down.
Pinged out the cam at least. It's not the greatest piece of information, but at least I guess it denies it to the opposing side. Of course, this is being played as a bonus round for G2, so the expectation is for Guild to take this. Then again, that has always been a little bit easier said than done, especially with the performances we've seen on an individual basis from G2 so far. And by the looks of it, there's going to be a hard take in with maybe a slight fake coming out from Safe with a few flashes and a smoke.
Blinded. Grounded.
Kellogg's, man, 1 away now, and they're slow walking up there. He already used his dash though, so no get out of jail free card this time around. Ulti online, but he's out of the round. Mixwell's tucked in and not being revealed. This could be huge. He's completely free on this site. Evolva somehow spots him, but Leo spots him, but he takes him down. That was so clean, so quick, and Safe left alone now. Manages to drop 1, but it's a 1v4. He's stepping around like a lunatic. 15 seconds left. It's time to go. There's no way he gets away with it. He's gone. He's done. He's dead. G2 have got 10 on the board and a bonus round that works out in spectacular fashion. All of the caution and the red tape we put up about Kellogg's getting his Blade Storm being the main thing. And in fact, it's Mixwell on the site showing up massively with a Spectre in hand. And I'll tell you right now, this is a pause by Guild because they know how important it is to shut G2 down. But the problem is they don't have anything to do in this round. Like, look at their credits.
Yeah.
They're basically gone. This is 11-5.
Yeah, the other thing as well is, again, I think that it's the interplay between players on a new team that is actually impressing me most. Because you almost have the bait coming in from Kellogg. So that was the initial peak. Then the hidden spot that was obviously Mixwell, that still had all of his cages available and the trip as well to deny them. But then the third piece of the puzzle was Evolva, saving his paranoia for the take, holds onto it for pretty much the whole of the round, blinds at least one of the players. That's why it's only one of them actually peeking into Mixwell, and then runs through while his teammate is fighting and wins the other duel on the cross, creating a perfect crossfire with some players blind and then having time for the remaining players to rotate in. That was a trap set by G2 in their bonus round, and it worked exactly as planned.
That's what's really impressing me about these guys, because when you look at this roster, obviously it's stacked straight off the bat.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. But you add in the fact that they have that typical G2 thing of old where they play really well off each other. Like, you can see the synergy in a lot of these moments. Guild having developed a lot of that recently.
Yeah.
What is that shot? Kellogg's ready for the jump peek. Not even a normal peek. He's literally staring at it. Ready to go. Now, the pistols are closing the distance, but here's where Coldamenta, he shines bright. 2 kills on the Odin.
Oh, he's
Gonna drop down eventually.
It's
Oh, they have no idea.
right on top of him,
Spike
but it
down
doesn't
mid.
quite scan him. No miracle shot for Yassine either. 11-5.
Someone save the Odin. Oh, wow, Mixwell. Did Mixwell not save the Odin? He's trolling, dude. Report Mixwell. Report Mixwell. Throwing game.
I hope Coldamenta isn't as salty as you are if someone doesn't save the Odin.
More expensive, man. Expensive gun. Oh, I love this. I love it. 11-5. It's here and now.
Yeah.
Time to show up. This
That's
is
it.
what Guild will have talked about.
Crunch time coming through. And once again, Kellogg's is not shying away from fight. Really? He's just going to sit there and be tagged by the drone. This man has absolutely no fear whatsoever. Even going to get caught by it a second time. And this time, well, he has managed to bait in the Hunter's Fury. He's still dancing with death. Look at it go up over the top of the smokes and try and find someone with the Blade Storm. This is risky as hell, but at this point, I don't even doubt him.
I've got
The
your
shot
trail.
darts coming through, the Seekers to try and hunt them down, and Kellogg's is still looking for this fight.
Huh. He still gets nearsighted, and then the paranoia hits him as well. Insult to injury, really. But the knives up, the shotgun primed and ready with a right click. The rest of the team over on Guild are moving into the A site. The lurk from Leo hopes to catch them later. The spray, Coldamenta not going to get any reward. And Leo, well, he tags them up, but I think it's about time to run out of here
Spike
and right
planted.
into the arms of Avova. Good pick. Site lost, but G2 still have that man advantage to play with. No ultis online anymore, and time starting to become a bit of a problem. They will need to push into this site soon, and they're waiting for Avova's flank to come to completion, but I think they need to make a little bit of noise before he's able to really get anything done, and Coldamenta's doing a damn good job of it, going out there. Avova's able to swing through the smoke and catch them from behind, and it's easily done. On that double kill from the flank, the distraction up in heaven, it's 12-5, and G2 are looking good, man. Guild have got a tough task to bring this back. 7 rounds in a row
Match point.
just to hit OT, Tom. And it's crazy to think that they could have already won this series multiple times.
Oh yeah, I think, well, we're staring down the inevitable here unless Guild can pull off an absolute miracle. And well, let's put it this way. I think there's going to be some sad tweets after this one. We know that Guild, of all the teams, wanted to come into this, get their revenge on Ascend in the final, and get themselves a first victory, even if it may not come with a trophy this time.
Get out of my
And they had it in the bag. Like, in the bag. They had it done. And G2 didn't stop fighting for a second. Now, they are firmly in favor. Draken, this needs to be a big play. And his counterpart on the other side is going to be the freebie. The push from Kellogg's actually might grant him an operator. His hands, or maybe his arms, not quite long enough. But he'll get it in the end.
His hands aren't long enough.
Needs longer fingers.
Got stubby hands. Edward Scissorhands, he'd be grand, be able to reach. Hey, that's a good pick for them. Still having that Blade Storm online, having the operator as a backup or as a primary, depending on where we're going with it. But towards the A site, Guild want to advance. I'm curious here. Avova's pulling all the way back. He's covering flank, but there's no way they can
Watching
get
this
past.
one.
Moving into heaven now to
Yuki.
help out his teammate.
Yuki's gonna go on for free. He's just walked up mid. He just went on a little stroll, and that gives them so much free information. Now they can actually fight into this site, and they've got a man advantage, Mitch. It's gone from a 5-on-4 to a 4-on-3 in a matter of seconds. Now we're gonna see the Hunter's Fury pop, trying its best to at least do a little bit of damage, but nothing really granted here. Guild, they need to cling on to life.
They really do. What a disaster with Draken falling on short. Here's the paranoia coming in. And Leo, he'll try his best. Answering up against Gordamenta and leaving it into the 2v2. He's being healed only barely. Those spams just about avoiding him. A player dropped on sight and Leo avoids him. Ringa Rosie running down the clock as best he can. And a right click to close it out. 12-6 Guild will keep in it a little bit longer. What an incredible clutch by Leo to keep them alive.
That's unreal. To do that in a last-second scenario, a switch to the pistol, a jumping headshot to close it. Sure, we've seen them many times before, but it's the choice to do it in this moment. You make a mistake here, you lose the map, you lose the series, and the youngster once again showing his stones. Like 17 years of age, and just seems so confident in those clutch situations. He's kept them in this map. Meta! Oh, it's the classic. And the peak coming out. They're still going back for more. But this time, Mixwell will fall.
Yeah, he was snuck in there and wine. And with Kellogg's peeking, you can't help but feel like he could have gotten away with so much more if he let them just run forward. Maybe they spotted him as he was getting in there. I'm not exactly sure on the timing.
Stop it. Stop it.
Gordamenta! He's pulling it back. Yassine's on 10 HP. This is Guild back up against the wall. Yassine's going to use his 10 HP as a bit of a bait, moving towards the A site and trying to make some noise or catch aggression.
Oh, they faked it.
They faked completely. Instant cancellation. Now, Leo, he's going to be caught on the cross. If Nukia wins this, the spike's on the floor. The attempt by Yassine, he gets a kill, but that spike needs to be retrieved. Bonkers already snuck past and probably hopes that this is the gap in the defense that they will not be ready for. But in fact, Avova staring right at him. Good damage done. A headshot connected, but it's only a bulldog. Gordamenta coming in with the big gun, not aware that Bonker can see him. Upgrade to the Vandal is there. Yassine is still alive. I do not know how. And swinging even further. But Avova takes him down. It's all on to Bonker and all off of him. Just like that. 13-6. G2 have taken this one 3-2, and they will advance